Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. Our next guest is Gina Romano from Romano Realty. Welcome to the neighborhood, Gina.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming. So we get right into it kind of with the stuff that nobody really talks about in interviews and things like that. Everybody knows kind of Gina Romano now. But talk a little bit about Gina Romano first month into real estate. How did you make your way into it, and how different is it now as compared to that?
Yeah, so I started almost 18 years ago. In October, I'll be doing this for 18 years. I'll take you back. I was actually a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. I have 3 boys. You've met 1 or 2 of them, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
And so my husband's a contractor, and I started doing home demonstrating for a company called Longaberger Baskets, and found out I was really good in sales. So my husband said to me, "Why are you going to sell $100 baskets? You should be selling houses." It was 2004, and market was very hot like it is today. And he said, if you could sell those $100 baskets, you need to sell houses. I can help you with home inspections. We knew the whole building process, obviously. He used to frame houses for a living, so we had prints in our house all the time, so I did have a strong construction background. So I got into real estate when basically you just needed a pulse to sell home. And it was good. My first year, I came in the end of 04, and then in 05, I kind of just started to catapult, 05 and 06, and then 06, when were you in, when did you in the market? When did you start?
I started in 02.
Okay.
And it was...
Okay, so 06, the fourth quarter of 06, we knew something was starting to drive.
Sure.
Yeah, something started where there was movement there. We were like, okay, what's happening? And then it was just downhill from there.
Yeah.
So, and it was fast. It was a fast downhill. But with that being said, I had to really learn the craft when the market crashed.
Sure.
So when I got in, you'd just be a body, you sold a house. It was great, very similar. If you were a listing agent, which I came into the business, people trusted me very early on. And then I needed to learn the business because the market just, bottomed out. Yeah. There was no Realtor.com, there was no Zillow, there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram. So you had to just get down and dirty. You had to learn how to market yourself. Yeah. So for me, there wasn't even YouTube. So, you really had to go to the library and get books or, things like that. Right. So go to Barnes & Noble and get magazines. Remember them days? So I learned how to market myself. I got in touch with builders and started to market myself to the reps. So not the builder itself, but the reps that sat there. Yeah, and they were seeing people that needed to sell properties that couldn't.
Right. So
that was where my journey I have a very strong new construction ties with them. And I connected up with Ryan Homes. And they went out to people and they said, hey, we're looking for some agents that we can refer business to, because you couldn't sell houses in 08, 09, 2010, 2011. You really couldn't sell houses. So they came out. A couple of the girls knew me because I would go out and talk to them and make relationships there. And then the rest was history. I became what they were called a preferred agent, and they referred me business. So if you went in, you need to sell a house, they would say, here, we're going to give you this information. We trust her, we've vetted her already. And that was one of the things that really kind of catapulted me to the levels. But yeah, I just had to door knock. I did an open house every single weekend.
Door knock, you can't tell the people nowadays.
Well, no, you obviously can't door knock as much. I don't know, I still have a couple agents in my organization that will door knock.
That is awesome. Yeah. Most times you say door knock in the age that we live now, people are like, you can't go knock on someone's door.
Yeah.
I used to do it all the time. Come on, are you kidding me? You can knock on their door.
Yeah, we knocked on doors. I used to walk. I didn't have a whole lot of money in the beginning to market myself. So I would print flyers at my company. I would design them myself. And again, obviously the computer, there wasn't the programs that we have today. And I'd make them very simple, neighborhood newsletter, and I would walk my neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So it was just really just basic. It was very basic stuff. I couldn't afford mailings, and I had no internet.
Yeah.
So it was just, and then I also came in when you had the do not call list. Sure. And our broker was like, you cannot call people.
You can't call it, yeah.
Yep, so I couldn't even call people.
It was flip phones. You could do the flip phones. That was it. No text messages.
No text messaging. So it was very basic stuff, which I still use a lot of basic stuff today. And I teach my agents, the internet is great. It's a great tool, obviously, and also being able to have leads like Zillow and being on social media, but that can't be your whole business. No. At the end of the day, this is a belly-to-belly relationship business. So that's what I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now you left the big box chain kind of thing and went out and opened up your own company. Romano Realty company. What was the motivation for that, and how has that paid off for you since you've done that?
Yeah, so a couple different reasons. I am very entrepreneurial. So I come from, my mom was very entrepreneurial. Her dad had a dry cleaning business, actually dry cleaned the Eagles jerseys when you were able to dry clean them. Now they just throw them out.
Right.
So I come from a very entrepreneurial background, so I had that in my blood. And every organization that I was always with, I felt like I could do it better. And I know that's probably cocky. but
you're proving it to be correct, because you are doing it better, right?
I think so. Yeah. And the people that are with me, I feel they feel that. But it's not for everybody. It's a smaller boutique company. But I have big dreams and big goals. And I mean, I wanted to build something that I felt, I'm very agent minded. Mm-hmm. So even though I'm a broker, I think like an agent.
Sure.
And I'm very agent friendly. And I wanted to come out with a program where, you know, you could have your brand new spanking agent. They're mentored by me, mm-hmm. which how many brokers are you going to be able to call up on the weekend or call at night, or my agents are texting me, and so I'm very hands-on. Now, how long that will last, who knows, as the bigger we grow. But I always want that small connection, like I want that small feel. So, but then I came from a RE/MAX background, which I was successful. So I also wanted to be able to give them a platform as well. So I just, wherever you're at, I try to meet that person, and I really want to enrich those people's lives. I've been very blessed by this business.
Yeah.
I don't have a college education. I was a stay-at-home mom when I got in the business, and it's been very good to me. And I was telling a couple of my agents today, when I got in this business, it was very much like it is today, fast-moving, things like that. I mean, I fell in love with this business.
Yeah.
And I love my clients, and now my agents are my clients, and I love them like their family. And that's why I decided to do it.
Awesome. So if you're an agent sitting out in the wonderful internet world watching this, and they're thinking about joining a company like yours, mm-hmm. what would you tell them? Really, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what are you looking for in an agent and a new partner in your office? What's some of the characteristics you think would be, that's a perfect fit for me?
Yeah, I mean, I think our core values at each one of my agents, you've met Craig, mm-hmm. I'm sure you've met Sarah, you met Luke, he's in my organization, I'm sure you met people. We always want to put the client first. And that's, I do a lot of high end, but then I'll take a $100,000 person out, or I'll list a $100,000 listing. To me, the client always has to come first. And if you do the right thing by people, no matter what you're doing, it will come back to you in trifolds. So I just feel that you always have to put that client first. So with that being said, every single one of my agents kind of has that same core. And I don't recruit. I'm not out recruiting people. People are attracted to me and my personality and what I represent. And you met my son Tyler.
Sure.
So you kind of know a little bit. I mean, I've raised him, so you kind of have an idea of what that represents. But you definitely has to be the right fit. I'm not just going to bring anybody onto the company. I want people to be there for the right reasons.
Nice.
So.
Nice. You touched on a little bit about the future, so let's put our future goggles on. Mm-hmm. 2027. Where is Gina Romano and Romano Realty?
Well, I know where Romano Realty might be. Gina Romano, hopefully, will be off into the sunset.
On an island somewhere, relaxing.
So my son is in business with me.
Sure.
He got his license last year. He's doing very well. He's only 25. But eventually, hopefully I can groom him to be a big part of the company as well. He developed logos with us. He has a marketing degree. So I'm hoping I see a lot of the traits that I have, I see in him. So hopefully at some point, I would like to go around and speak, mm-hmm. do things like this, maybe be a motivational speaker.
Nice.
I know where the company is. So to the best of my knowledge, I don't know if there has ever been a franchised real estate company owned by a woman. I also wanted to open my company because I felt that it was always, it's a women-driven business, right? So more realtors are women.
Sure,
right?
sure.
And most of the men, nothing against men, but most of the men own the companies.
Yeah.
At least the major franchises. Dave Liniger, started Remax. You have Gary Keller started,
sure.
Keller Williams. So Gina Romano wants to be the first woman to franchise out a real estate company. And at some point I'll pull myself back, oversee everything, have my son by my side, and I'll be able to enjoy life with my husband and my kids.
That's awesome. You touched on family a little bit, and one of the things that really stood out to me was your response to Tyler's interview that he did here with us. And I really got a kick out of that, because just the words that you said, like the things that you tried to ingrain in him, you could hear him when he spoke saying those things, and it was kind of like the confirmation. You didn't really hear that stuff from him, or you didn't. It was like your finalization. It was really cool to observe.
It was that when I watched that interview, and when he said that, and some of the things that he said about me, and that was so nice that he put a plug. But I mean, as a mother, obviously, that's what you think that you're saying all this stuff and it's going in one ear and out the other, and you really don't know. But I've been blessed to raise 3 amazing boys, and by him saying some of the things that he said, they kind of thought I was crazy when they were young. They were like, "Mom, what movie did you get that off of?"
That's funny.
Yeah. So, but it was cool to hear that I was, what I said. Listen, he got somewhere in there.
You can tell that. I mean, at first I didn't really even know that you were his mom when we first started working together. I've been working with Tyler for a while now, and I didn't know I didn't make the connection.
Yeah.
And then when we found out, I was like, oh, that makes sense, because you can tell people that have entrepreneurial parents and that have that drive. It doesn't like pop out of nowhere. You don't very often find a younger person who's entrepreneurial where their parents weren't the same.
Right.
You can see that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think he's awesome.
He is. He's one of the I don't want to say it. He makes it look effortless, because then it makes it look like he's not trying hard. But when you observe him, like, I tend to be a little scattered. When I'm moving full speed, I'm moving full speed.
Right.
With Tyler, I watch him and he does so many things and he's going full speed, but he doesn't look like he's going full speed. He's kind of just
He was like that
chilling.
as a kid too. It's funny that you say that, because my husband was like, he would be a great ball player. Obviously, he's not.
Right.
He's not a baseball player, but because he has like nerves of steel, and he does make things look effortless. And so he was like that as a child, and then it's followed suit through his business career. So he's awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites. He
thank
was.
you.
I posted today. He was the one who introduced me into the harvest.
Yes,
and that was like one of the biggest changes in my life, because he was somebody he was in my BNI and he did my insurance, and I said, I need to do something next level.
Right.
I've had a bunch of minor successes, but I'm doing really well now, and I want to make sure I go to that next level. And he's like, oh, I do this thing called the harvest. And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll go. And it was one of the
and it's
best
been life-changing
things.
for you, right?
It's been incredible.
And I
thanked him
like
20 times so far. I'm like, dude, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So now we're in BNI together, we do all this stuff, and anytime I can refer him business and do stuff.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's an amazing connector. And I think what people gravitate to him is because he's not looking for anything. He's just literally putting people together.
Yeah.
So.
He does his networking. We had the conversation. He does his networking without expecting something in return, because he knows that the business follows, rather than people that are constantly transactionally motivated. They're doing something with a specific outcome in mind. I'm going to introduce you to this person because I know I'm getting this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's hard to find in this, especially in what we do. Like, we're all kind of intertwined in our industry, see the mortgage and the insurance and the real estate, and it's just hard to find people like that.
It is.
So.
It's a tough industry to find good people, and when you find them, I try to surround myself with them, because it's tough.
Yeah.
You gotta have people you can trust.
That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, so here's your one personal question.
Yes.
You wake up tomorrow and you find out that you won $5 million. How are you gonna spend it, and who are you gonna spend it on?
How am I gonna spend it? Well, I would probably buy Tyler a bigger house, because he keeps multiplying and having babies. So I would definitely buy all my children a nice house. and I would probably give a portion to a charity that I really believed in. And yeah, I would just probably just put it away and invest it well so that I can live off of it in my later years. And I would still build Romano Realty.
There you go. That's awesome. Gina, thank you so much for
Oh,
coming by.
absolutely. Thanks for having me. I
Great
appreciate
conversation.
it. Yeah.
We'll be right back with the next guest on Mr. Mortgage Neighborhood.